Hey YouTubers, Marko here with Marko Custom Fab. I'm just showing a project that I had worked on back in from about 2005 to 2011. When I decided to sell it, I just didn't have the place to work on it at the time. It started out as a 1951 Chevy 3100 cabin chassis truck and a 91 Chevy S10 that I used for the chassis. The idea came to me back in about 2000 with a model that I was working on. In 2005, a friend had asked me if I wanted this old farm truck, and I could not believe it. It was, at the time, it was something I really wanted to build, and I had been wanting to build, and I wanted to try it out. So I right away picked up a $500 S10 and got to it. Within a week, I had the truck together the way you see it in the first three photographs. The swap went over quite well. I used the original S10 mounts on the front of the cab, and I used the original 1951 Chevy truck rear mounts for the back of the cab. And the radiator that's in it is out of a 2006 Jeep, like the Rubicon, I want to say. It's the one that they had that was the, it looks like their traditional Jeep. And the way the rad hoses were situated and the mounting area was really a nice setup to fit in between the steering box and the frame horns. The box I completely fabricated from flat steel, angle iron, and box tubing. The fenders were reproduction fenders. I bought them off LMC truck, and all the pieces I needed for the truck, like the chrome bezels and all the trim glass, which I never got a chance to put in, but it all went with the truck when I sold it. The engine I built, it's just a small block Chevy 350. I can't remember the camshaft I put in. It was a little bit kind of hefty for what it was. Probably the biggest I could go without having to do head work. The body work, I spent about 100 hours in the just on the cab. Within 1 week, I spent every day, and we got it. Put a lot of time into it, doing rust repair, and I had the cab blasted and then epoxy sealed, and the frame I had sandblasted, and I used Pour 15 paint to finish that. The seat I had reupholstered, the factory seat. I was going to keep the bench in it. I made it column shift to keep the floor clean, and it had a 400 transmission in it, long-tail shaft transmission. And the side panels here that you see, I actually made those. I made them from scratch with a bead roller and a shear and hammer and dolly. The truck was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I kind of wish I didn't have to sell it, but the gauges here are autometer gauges. I had to make the holes smaller for the gauges to fit in, and I did that by welding in a complete circle and then using a plasma cutter and a circle cutter and made them the right size. I did some work on the firewall and finished up the cab, got it in a sealer and a primer, and then eventually in the red that I was going to paint the truck. The truck, like I said, I probably spent 4 years on and off actually working on it, not dedicated every day and as money came in. So you can see I did all the pieces and fixed the bottom of the doors, and anyway, I found some really nice deep dish Corvette rallies that were chromed, and they helped offset the width. The track width on an S10 is fairly narrow, not far off from the original 51 Chevy truck, but to make the wheels stick out to the fenders, it's nice to have the wider wheels. The manifolds are advanced adapters. I tried the S10 conversion manifolds and they don't really fit because I didn't move the engine forward like it would be in an S10. Here it is running. Sounds pretty awesome. And I'm going to end this video with a burnout. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks.